Letter off.
What's up, y'all? This one was a pretty crazy flight out of Williams. Delta crossing, rain, convergence, talking to controllers, some poor route decisions, and milking the engine to make it back home. The forecast was originally much better, and we had a large group launching. But more moisture moved in and reduced the cloud base and even brought localized showers north of the Delta. I took an early tow behind Kempton and Michael in Bravo Echo. To cross the Delta, which is normally dead air, I reckoned I would like to be about 4,000 feet, but I could hear Bravo Echo struggling and started to have some doubts.
Bravo Echo, Glider 8. Any recon on what's the best path south across the Delta?
Bravo Echo just pulled off a save here at the Slovakia Soaring Ridge, just north of Travis. Looks like bases are 35 to 3.5 out in the Delta. We're going to get up to base here and cross.
The rain was the first challenge ahead. Storms deserved respect. They can have severe downdrafts, and of course, there's the rain itself. But I often find excellent lift in their vicinity too. The trick is just to find it. Here, I can see some wisps of moisture rising under the cloud, so I know exactly where it is. If I can punch through a little rain first. I glide south looking for that 4,000-foot climb to cross the Delta, but do not find anything for a long while. I get low near Travis Air Force Base. I'm a little concerned, but I see one more promising cloud ahead.
Glider 8, 6 miles southeast of Travis, 2,700, looking for a call. Glider 8, 6 west of Rio Vista, climbing 5 knots, 3,200.
The climb doesn't quite go as high as I want, but I think it's still good enough to have safe options on the other side. Kempton took a more westerly line over the high ground. I'm sure that's where the best air is, but I didn't think I would have the altitude to make it. I crossed over the flatland to the east instead. Unfortunately, the clouds had merged into a solid mass above and cut off the ground from the sun's heat. We usually look to the sky to find thermals, but that is useless here, so I turn my attention to the ground.
Glider 8, Funny Farm, 1,500 feet. Really need something.
To my relief, I can see a pair of dust devils over a very large field. These things look like tornadoes, and well, pretty much are, except that they are gentle. When a thermal passes over loose dust, the rising air picks it up as it swirls around, so I know this is exactly where I need to be.
Glider 8, climbing Funny Farm, 4 knots, 1,800 feet.
There are clouds and more sun ahead, so I stay in the flatlands and end up scratching a bit more, but I eventually make it into the convergence around San Luis Reservoir. Kempton's line over the high ground has avoided much of the struggle, and he is now 50 kilometers ahead.
Bravo Echo 3 west of Pinoche, southbound 7,300. We'll probably turn around in 10 minutes or so. Bravo Echo 7 west of Pinoche, sound 7,100. Heading back to Williams.
Glider 8, East Ridge, 6,000, southbound. We'll meet up with you, Bravo Echo.
Vallejo 8, good to see you.
Likewise.
Yeah, 8 Bravo Echo, I'm thinking to head more in the easterly direction given what we
It didn't work well for me too far to the east. I nearly landed out a couple of times over there, so I'm going to stay a little bit to the west of the reservoir.
I didn't learn my lesson the first time and did not press into the high ground and ended up in the valley again. By this time, the sun was getting low and conditions were weaker too. The clouds did not seem to be working, and I was eventually low enough to need to bring out the motor over New Jerusalem Airport. I climbed only enough to make it to the next set of clouds, where I did find a good climb. Things were easy here, and I was able to get much higher for the Delta crossing back to the north. I was hopeful the other side would still be working, but was aware that the ground was wet, and the sun might not be delivering enough energy to get me home. I flew at best glide and flew under many promising clouds, but their source was long gone. I was low enough at Travis to need to chat with the tower.
Travis Tower, Rider 883, Juliet Sierra, 6 miles to your south, 2,500. Maneuvering, trying to find the climb. I may need to maneuver through your airspace towards Montreal Airport.
Rider calling out Travis Tower, roger, your transition is approved, Travis altimeter 3003.
I started the motor for a second time to get me to the next set of clouds, where I found a pair of sickly thermals as I limped back to Williams. After that, the sun had nothing more to give, and I used most of the remaining battery near YOLO to get final glide home. So, what did I learn? For the second time this year, the atmosphere has taught me to find a way to stay on the convergence. The clouds in the valley can make it seem like conditions there are better than they are in reality. I also discovered what my minimum altitude is for a Delta crossing. This was not exactly a successful soaring flight. An engine got me home. But trying something different and learning is what I enjoy the most about this crazy sport. See you in the skies.